Today is Friday, June 5th. Welcome to this edition of Nevada County Now. Today's episode, we're talking getting tested, recent graduates, and we'll get a budget update from Scott Lay, and more. Hope you'll join us. Welcome to Nevada County Now. I'm your host, Cole Pettit. Our top story tonight, testing. One of the main ways we can help move toward reopening is continued testing. The more data we can provide to our local and state health officials, the better decisions they have the ability to make. The easiest way to get tested at the moment is through the local OptumServe sites. One at the Veterans Memorial Hall in Grass Valley, the other at the North Tahoe Event Center in Kings Beach. On Tuesday, we showed you how easy it is to sign up online. Wednesday evening, I had my test. Let's see how that went. So we just pulled into the Veterans Hall here. Went through the brief check-in procedure, told us where to go. Driving around the back here. There's a couple cars in front of us. And we'll get tested in a minute. Hello.
How are you guys?
Doing good. How you doing?
Good, thanks. Are you both being tested?
Just me.
Okay. Do you have that patient ID number?
I do.
Okay.
It is 53323 476.
476. And your birthday?
12/27/86.
And your first and last name?
Cole Pettit.
And any symptoms?
Nope.
No? Okay.
I
What's your-
suspect it's going to be like most things in life, though. The anticipation is probably worse than the actual event. And yeah, I think it's an important thing to do. It's important for us all to get tested if we can. It's free. Don't need insurance. Don't need a doctor's recommendation. Come on down, make it happen. Sign up online, lhi.care/COVID testing. Pretty straightforward process. And we're going to see what the rest of it's like.
Can you verify your name and birthday, please?
I am Cole Pettit. Birthday is 12/27/86.
Thank you so much. These are some home care instructions for you.
Alright.
Do you have a preference, left or right side of your nose for the test?
Not really.
Okay.
Whatever's easiest for you.
All right. You should have your results in 72 hours.
All
They'll
right.
either email or text you those, okay?
Gotcha.
Should
Okay.
you be positive, they will call you and let you know.
Okay.
All righty. Are you ready?
I guess so.
Okay.
We're doing it.
Here we go. Okay. You're all
Pretty
good.
straightforward.
Yeah,
That
that's
was
it.
pretty easy.
Yeah, it's pretty easy. It's
Yeah.
not as scary as people make it out to
Right?
be.
They certainly do. And
they
that was
do.
not a big deal
the
at
worst
all.
thing is it feels like swimming pool water in your nose. Like
Yeah.
a little bit of burning,
Yeah.
eyes watering. That's about it.
I would say that's a great description.
Yeah.
Swimming pool water in your nose. Not a
Absolutely.
big deal at all.
Yeah, any other questions for me?
Well, I don't think so. That
Did you
should
get
cover it.
everything you need?
I think so. Andy, good?
Good?
All right.
Thanks, guys.
Awesome. Thank you.
Have a good evening.
You too.
Thank you.
I'll say again, the test was quick and easy, ever so slightly uncomfortable, like pool water up the nose, and I had no lasting effects. There is no cost, and anyone who wants to get a test can get one. Sign up for yours by visiting lhi.care/COVID testing or call 888-634-1123. At the time of filming, there are no new cases of COVID-19. We still sit at 49 total cases with 6 active cases. All current active cases are in eastern Nevada County. 42 of the 49 have recovered, with just 1 death. There have been 3,346 tests performed as of the last update. Many of us are experiencing a lot of uncertainty at the moment, whether it's our job, what businesses are open, or even if we should visit family. But perhaps the group of us with the most questions at the moment are students, and in particular graduating seniors. Here at Nevada County Now, we've recently added a new member to our team who happens to just have graduated from Bear River High School. In fact, she just picked up her diploma this morning. We thought it best to have her tell you in her own words the challenges that her and her classmates are facing during this difficult time. So let's hear from Sonora Slater.
Thanks, Cole. Online classes are wrapping up for the 2019-20 school year, and students are eagerly shifting their gaze toward their plans for the next few months. Many recently graduated high school seniors, including myself, are looking even further, attempting to untangle the complicated web of information surrounding whether and to what extent colleges will reopen in the fall, and how education and experiences will have to be modified to comply with COVID-19 recommendations and prevent a resurgence in coronavirus case numbers. Individual colleges' plans for the fall vary widely, but most are erring on the side of caution, in accordance with the warnings that there may be a second wave of the virus later this year. Sierra College has announced their intentions to move all instruction online for at least the first semester, and the California State University, or CSU system, similarly plans to conduct the vast majority of classes virtually. Meanwhile, the University of California, or UC system, which I will soon become a part of as a first-year student at UC Davis, is looking to take a hybrid approach, combining virtual instruction with modified and optional in-person classes. Some complaint has arisen over what can feel like preemptive decision-making regarding the fall term, as campuses would not typically open until late August or even September, multiple months away. However, the heads of these schools have explained that they want to begin the process of planning for online learning early, so as to avoid the somewhat rushed curriculum that was organized as quickly as possible earlier this year, when coronavirus concerns first began to escalate. With more time, teachers and professors will be able to curate online lectures and assignments that are better geared towards student success. Even so, it will certainly still be very different than learning in a classroom, and several other pieces of the typical college experience will not be a part of my freshman year. From modified or canceled sports, to continued bans on large gatherings, to potential dorm housing changes, paired with tuition that several universities have said will remain the same as previous years. My peers and I have had to make choices about whether we should stick with our previous college plans or opt instead to take a gap year, defer, go straight into the workforce, or pursue another course of action. Much of the communication directly from colleges and universities to students has been fairly vague, due in part to the fact that they are unable to make absolute decisions without having any sort of knowledge about what the state of the world will be come fall. Even if schools do open up, they must be prepared to shift to an online curriculum at a moment's notice. The challenges that I and other college students face this year may look different than the challenges of years past. I can't wait to ride my bike around campus, something Davis is famous for, but I might have to learn how to ride with a mask on. I want to write for the California Aggie, but I may be submitting articles virtually for weeks or even months before I meet the rest of the staff in person. But I believe that the spirit of college is one of adapting and overcoming, and generally operating to the best of your ability, even in less than ideal circumstances. So whether through distance learning or face-to-face classroom instruction, I plan to find creative solutions and seek opportunities, and I'm even more grateful now than ever before for the education that is available to me to help me reach my goals. Back to you, Cole.
Thanks for sharing your perspective, Sonora, and welcome to the team. We look forward to hearing more from you in the future. Sticking with the schools theme, I spoke with Superintendent of Schools Scott Lay this morning to discuss the current state of school funding and what school may look like in the coming year. I'm joined today by Scott Lay, Superintendent of Schools. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good, Cole. How are you on this Friday?
Doing great. Thanks for joining us.
All right. Glad to be there. Glad to be here, not there. You're there. I'm here in the Zoom world. So glad to be
Eventually you'll be here.
Yes.
So you were telling me off camera that there's potentially some good news on the budget front for schools. What can you tell us about that?
Well, there is. The legislature has rejected almost all of the governor's proposals for budget cuts for the upcoming year. There was a lot of work done in Sacramento and understanding by the legislature, and I'm sure the governor realizes it as well. But if schools don't get going in some fashion, it's going to be very difficult to revive the economy due to, what are kids going to be doing during the day. And so parents may have to stay home. So on that front, so that was good. The voices were heard by everybody. So right now, the legislature has come up with a no-cut budget for next year for the schools. So that's for the 2021 school year, which is great. They've actually got an increase in special ed, which is needed tremendously. So that's great. And the big thing we needed for schools was a hold harmless for average daily attendance. Right now, you're only funded if a student is at school all day in their seat. And so clearly next year, we're going to have to start off with some distance learning going on, with some seat time. It's going to be a mix. And so we needed that to keep our schools funded. So that part looks good. They're going to release everything on the 12th of June. It needs to be to the governor by the 15th. And then that's when there'll be a little bit of negotiations going on between the governor and the legislature. So, but it's much more positive than what was happening last week. And so that is good news for us.
Okay, wonderful. So
Yeah.
at this point, if I'm hearing you right, though, it's not a done deal yet. It sounds like it's a little bit closer to being what we'd like.
We're
But
definitely
still-
closer. I would say there's going to be some give and take. There has to be. So we may see some type of a percentage cut, but nowhere near what the governor was proposing at 10%.
Then moving a little bit away from the budget side of things, what does the rest of the plan for the school look like? I think we've heard a lot about, maybe mixed a little bit, some distance, some back in the classroom, but that's going to be tough to fund. And so
That's the $1 million question, because if we were to get the governor's proposed budget cuts, and if the current social distancing guidelines were in place from the health department, we simply could not open schools. It would not work. We would have to go to distance learning because we'd have reduced staff. We wouldn't have the ability to have smaller cohorts. So that's the dire fallback plan. We are hoping that does not happen. What the most likely scenario for next year is a hybrid model where we would have smaller cohorts of students. So you'd have basically a 2-track system with students going to school with smaller groups 2 days a week. The other group would go to the other 2 days a week. And then the 5th day would be communication with the students, but also the teachers would be doing a refined and much more rigorous distance learning for those students whose parents do not want them back in school until there is a vaccine. And that is anywhere from 10 to 30% of the students in any district. It's different depending on, for each district and each charter school, but they need to be prepared for that. And the smaller groups, we would be with one teacher all day long. So they would not mix with another group. They would not eat lunch together. They would not go out to recess together in the elementary schools. They would keep them together. And the reason for that would be if there was an outbreak or a student or teacher came down with the COVID-19 virus, that cohort would then be quarantined at home, but it would not affect the rest of the students at the school. So therefore, we wouldn't have to close the school. So that is the plan. Since we know a lot more about how the virus spreads and how to contain it than we did in March when everything was so new. The best plan we have is we open fully. But all this will be dictated on what happens in June and July. And we won't know truly till the end of July when the health department gets the latest information and gives it to us. So it really is multiple scenarios right now, but the most likely is 2 days a week. It may be half days, it may be full days. It depends on the district. And then trying to coordinate that across the county, that's my big push. I think we need to all be doing very similar things for parents who have kids in an elementary school as well as a high school student. If they're on different tracks, different days, that's going to be really, really hard. So that is my big push right now. Well, Cole, thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
Of course. All right. Thanks for talking with me, Scott. Another quick reminder about the county's Car Hop event taking place this weekend. It's from 11 to 3 in the Eric Rood Administration Center parking lot at 950 Maidu Avenue in Nevada City. This weekend, they are celebrating our local students. The first 300 students will receive California Gold kettle corn. This weekend's vendors will be Taco Herrera, Sundance Catering, Sierra Savory's Bento Boxes, Calico's Hawaiian Kitchen, California Gold Kettle Corn, and Sherry's Ice Cream. We'll be out there to live stream the event. We look forward to seeing you out there and trying all the tasty treats. We'll leave you tonight with another round of bloopers. You think it's just saying words would be easy, but at least in my case, that's not always true. Hope you enjoy. And remember, stay safe, take care of each other. We'll see you on Monday. Rude Administration Center. Okay, there's one. Eric, Rude Administration Center parking lot. Okay, I'm joined today by Sam Cordy. Okay, let's try that again. Would help if I actually get your name right. That's good stuff right there. That'll go in the bloopers for sure.
It's so good. I love it. I love it.
This weekend, they are set up. Oh man, residents are. That's not what that says. Parcel owners. Parcel owners. In a statement, quit making the teleprompter go so fast, Andy. Can't read like that. It's definitely your fault.